have a ton of value. Whoa, that is a good note. I was thinking. Hey everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be going for episode number 3 of Silver Picker and I's grab bag battle. We bought 6 grab bags. The first 5, $100 each. The last one, $250, and we're going to be unboxing them on camera with a value tracker. At the moment, Silver Picker is leading me by about $8. Now, that's not a lot of ground to make up. It could just be one great coin in here, but I feel like we had a first grab bag that was pretty solid, and then a second grab bag that, I don't know, I would call it like maybe a mixed bag, controversial, but you can't have every grab bag be a winner. That's the whole point of the series, and it makes it so much fun. So I'm curious if this one is going to be a really solid one to get back on track. Hopefully it'll propel me past Max, and if it's neither of them, it'll be an epic step in the saga that has been the Max versus Christian Silver Picker Treasure Town grab bag battle. Let's get to opening some coins. And we yet again have the package in front of us. It's been a little while since I've gotten one of these videos filmed, so I cannot wait, and I'm going to cut open to it. It's pretty heavy for a grab bag, so that should be a good sign, harbinger of things to come. And I will look forward to, seeing what's in there. And talk about starting off strong. It looks like we may have a bunch of silver on our hands and potentially a lot of other cool stuff. So now is the time. Again, cannot wait. I love metals, so I'm excited to look at that a little bit closer. And I think, it's interesting. I'm curious to see sometimes with grab bags, because I'll go watch Silver Picker's video. Again, we're doing a competition after this and see how he's done. And think about my relative position, because I think he's won like every competition that we've done. So I'm feeling like about now would be a good time to make a good comeback. So, and there's some nice lustrous world silver. I definitely have an eye for that. But we're gonna start right off. This one talks about Paul Kurth, 1971, a Bob Womack medal. Such a familiar name. I'm not sure why. Gold Strike, Cripple Creek, Colorado, 1891. So it could be some kind of like historical medal series. And I think that these are always interesting. Like, I love how Exonumia, now this is actually, a over 50-year-old coin or medal, and just gets at some of the interesting art and history that would have occurred in America's past. And so it also looks like, and from Peru coins, it makes sense that we'd be getting potentially some Peruvian or South American themed coins. So there we have a Singaporean $1. And then in back of that, we've got another dollar. It says good for $1 in trade. I'm not sure where that, Julie's Bar and Grill. Curious if that is still open. And then we have a couple of copper coins. Let's see, a centavo. Gonna drop them on the ground there. We've got a medio centavo. Ooh, this one could be pretty interesting. Of Riquez. This is going to be an 1835, much earlier Chilean coin. I'm not even sure if Chile had independence at that point. It may have, but I feel like there was also, a lot of different rule. Then we've got a nice lustrous 1944 Peruvian 1 centavo, and it's a very pretty. It reminds me a lot of the wheat penny, actually. A similar design. And then over there, 1960 Peruvian centavo. So shows the rapid. This is aluminum, rapid inflation, or at least people trying to cut costs on their coins over time. After that, we've got a very cool 1945 Mercury silver dime in a good-looking uncirculated shape. Very pretty, and I'm a big fan. Really is a great type coin. If I was looking to add one of these to my collection, it does not have the full bands. That's a designation where there's a really strong strike in the bands on the reverse. We're also going to find a great looking 1938D. Again, high eye appeal. This is a first year of issue. They had switched over to Jefferson from the Buffalo nickel in 1937 to 38. We're also going to find a beautiful Peruvian 20 centavos from 1955, and really reminds me of some of the Liberty depictions and patterns that I've seen on some of the U.S. coinage. A mummy themed 1 pound coin from Egypt. That's fun. Love that testament to their history. And then we have a fortune coin. Interesting. This is going to be, I'm not exactly sure how these work, but something interesting and the kind of thing that you probably would want to see in a grab bag, in terms of crazy and off the beaten path. Of course, there's going to be another Peruvian half sole from 1957. And then after that, we have two interesting coins here. This one is in really nice shape. Beautiful. A dinero. Again, fantastic condition. Big fan of that. 1906. And I bet that one is actually fairly valuable. I really like nice eye appeal world coins, and that fits the bill. And then right here we've got 5 dineros de sol, a 1916 Peruvian type, again in great shape. So I'm a big fan of how that looks. Yeah, beautiful coin. Up next we've got some proof dollar coins. I've seen a good amount of these in my years. George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison, the 1st through 4th presidents. I remember when I worked in a coin shop, we'd get a ton of those in. And I feel like the proofs, they may not have a ton of value. Whoa, that is a good note. I was thinking we were getting a silver certificate. I wonder how many of you all got excited, and I hadn't even seen it yet. I'm excited to talk the history of that note. But yeah, I think that these are fun, and they're pretty affordable to collect, like really nice looking modern proofs. I don't know, the coins are really pretty. Is it going to be a crazy value appreciation? Maybe not, but there's definitely some value above the spending, and it's really fun. This, though, is a Hawaii $1 note, and so it looks regular, except there's this brown seal, and on the back it's overprinted Hawaii. And so if you didn't know, these were actually made to circulate on the island of Hawaii during World War II, so that if the Japanese took the islands of Hawaii, they could immediately void all of the currency. So I feel like that is incredible history, and this is going to be an affordable piece of it. It's a silver certificate, so you could have exchanged it for $1 in silver coins, like a Morgan dollar, or 4 silver quarters, back when there wasn't much of a difference between the paper and the silver circulating change. But the Hawaii history is fantastic. And then last but not least, though, if at the time you wouldn't have wanted to hold these, because if they all got voided and you weren't, you were holding on the mainland, all of a sudden it wouldn't be worth anything. Last but not least, and with silver where it is at the moment, this is actually quite a valuable proof set as well. This is a silver proof set. So talk about those nice state quarters. This is $1.25 of 90% proof silver quarters from 2000, which is awesome. And then right here we've got Kennedy halves. They were not intended for circulation after 2001, so this is before that, but it's an S mint, and we got S mints, proof mints on all of the others. It's not a date where you want to look for the no S mint mark. I guess you can look for no S mint mark on any, but there's no known no S's. I've got some interesting videos on that. Ultimately, I need to review the pricing, but I think this one alone is going to be a good amount of silver in there. Like, that's what, $1.80 in silver. So going to take up a bunch of the value. This is really solid value. This is interesting for collectors. Love a beautiful, Peruvian pair of coins. Those are probably where most of the value here is going to be as I try to catch up to Silver Picker, but you kind of never know. Something like that is pretty neat. This could be anywhere from, $5 to like maybe it's 15 or more. Couple of hits, but I don't even mind that too much. It's a world coin and it's neat. So anyways, got this nice Mercury dime. I'm feeling good about this bag. Back on track here. I'm hoping Silver Picker got a terrible bag because I need to catch up to him and hopefully overtake him. Comment down below. I'll be saving at least one item from each of the giveaways or each of the bags to end up giving away with Silver Picker. So I'm super pumped about that as well. And we'll see you guys on the next one as we continue to unbox.
Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to head on over to treasuretown.com and sign up for our email list to stay up to date on everything that's happening, whether it's auction updates, exciting new inventory drops, coin collecting news, or general informational resources. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on another one.